Let's learn how to make the eye base piece. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. The new stitch techniques used are T half double crochet, F double crochet, and FV double crochet increase. Watch my demonstration. Take the corresponding yarn. First, cast on the adjustable magic ring. After completing the cast on, work 2 single crochets into the magic ring. Three half double crochets. And 2 single crochets. When completed, pull tight the starting tail. Tighten the center of the piece. And join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. This completes round 1. Now let's crochet round 2. Make 1 beginning chain. This round is worked by making a single crochet increase in each stitch of the previous round. And finish with a slip stitch join. This completes round 2. For the next 2 rounds, no new stitch techniques are used, so just follow the pattern chart to complete these 2 rounds. Finally, leave a long yarn tail for sewing. Now let's work on the last row. Insert the hook into the 7th stitch of the previous round. Then take the new yarn. Make a slip knot. Place it over the hook. Pull the yarn through. Adjust the loop size. This is the method for joining yarn. Make 1 beginning chain, which does not count as a stitch. Skip the joining position. Starting from the left stitch, work 2 single crochets in sequence. Make 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. Work 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Work 1 double crochet on the left stitch. Work 1 double crochet 2 in 1 on the adjacent stitch, which means work 2 double crochets in the same stitch. This way the double crochet increase is completed. The following stitch techniques have been demonstrated before. Just crochet according to the pattern chart. Do not tighten the last slip stitch. Leave the remaining stitches unworked. This completes the 5th round. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends. Next, take the gold yarn of the corresponding length according to the chart. Fold it in half. Find the folded position. Insert the hook into the 4th round stitch, with the wrong side facing you. Work a round of slip stitches along the 4th round stitches. Insert the hook into any position. Draw the folded position through. Then begin working slip stitches without tightening. After completing the last stitch, pull the yarn through. Thread the needle. Pick up both strands of the first slip stitch and pass through. Then go back through the center position of the last stitch. And weave in the ends. Next, work a round of slip stitches along the edge of the completed fabric piece. Insert the hook into any stitch along the edge. No specific quantity required, just keep it flat. Note, do not pull tight on the slip stitch, because the yarn is thick. Crochet slightly slower. Don't pull too tight as you work. After completing one stitch like this, lift the yarn up. Then pull back. When reaching the gold thread position, insert into the same stitch without the gold thread and crochet. After completing the last stitch, leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Weave in the yarn tails. That's the crochet method for the eye-base piece. Follow the previous method. Refer to the chart to complete the remaining quantity of eye-base pieces. Next, learn the eyeball piece and ears. Only the stitch count differs. Just follow the chart to complete. I've already crocheted these in advance. After completing, cut one strand of yarn, about 30 centimeters for embroidering highlights. Embroider a cross stitch on the fabric edge to form highlights. Pay attention to having the wrong side facing you. The two highlights are symmetrical. Now crochet the ears. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Work back and forth in rows. Watch my demonstration. Take the corresponding yarn. First, cast on the adjustable magic ring and crochet row 1. After completing, tighten the magic ring loop. Do not join with the first stitch, using a slip stitch at the end. This completes row 1. Next, crochet row 2. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn the work. Pick up the stitches from the previous row, and work 1 single crochet increase in each stitch. Pay attention that since the fabric is turned, the stitches correspond to the top left corner position. Work 1 single crochet in the left stitch. Chain 2. Work 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Work 1 single crochet increase in the last stitch. This completes row 2. Now crochet row 3. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn the work. Work 1 single crochet increase according to the pattern chart. Two single crochets. Work 1 single crochet in the left chain space. Chain 2. Work 1 single crochet in the same space. Work 2 single crochets in sequence. 1 single crochet increase. This completes row 3. Move on to row 4. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn the work. Work 1 single crochet increase in sequence in the left stitch. Work 4 single crochets. Work 1 single crochet in the left chain space. Chain 2. Work 1 single crochet in the same space. When completed, work 4 single crochets in sequence in the left stitch. One single crochet increase. This completes row 4. Leave a tail of about 30 centimeters for sewing. Insert the hook into the first stitch of row 4. Take the yarn to join the yarn. Leave a little yarn tail to start. Hold the yarn with left hand. Press it behind the fabric. Joining the yarn is done. Crocheting row 5. Make 1 beginning chain. Then work 1 single crochet. Skip 1 stitch unworked pattern. Repeat 3 times. After completing, work 1 single crochet on the left stitch. Work 1 single crochet in the left chain space. 2 chains. Work another single crochet in the same space. After completing, work 1 single crochet on the left stitch. Skip 1 stitch unworked pattern. Repeat 3 times. After completing, work one single crochet on the last stitch. Cut the yarn and weave in ends. Next, cut a 60 cm gold thread. Thread the needle. Tie a knot at the end. Hold the right side of the last row, facing you. Embroider line segments on the previous 3 rows. First, secure the yarn tail on the other side. Then begin embroidering. Form this shape. Finally, weave in the ends. That's the crocheting method for the ears. Follow the previous method. Refer to the chart to complete the remaining quantity of ears. Next, learn the mouth. Use chain cast on. Work back and forth in rows. The new stitch technique used is FWDC 3-in-1. Please watch the demonstration. First, chain cast on. We count the last 3 chains as 1 double crochet. Mark any 2 strands on the last chain. Then work 4 double crochets in the 4th chain from the hook. This completes row 1. Next work row 2. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Counts as 1 double crochet. Place a stitch marker. Turn the work. Work a double crochet increase in the first stitch below. These 3 edge stitches count as a special DC 3-in-1. Then work 3 double crochet increases in the next stitches on the left. Finally pick up 2 strands of the third chain, in the turning chain from the previous row, work a DC 3-in-1, which is at the stitch marker. DC 3-in-1 means working 3 double crochets into the same stitch. This completes the DC 3-in-1. Row 2 is done. Now work row 3. Make 3 chains as beginning chain, which counts as 1 double crochet, no further explanation needed afterward. Mark. Turn the work. Work a double crochet in the first stitch below. Then follow the pattern of working 1 double crochet, followed by 1 double crochet increase. Repeat 5 times. Finally pick up 2 strands of the third chain, in the turning chain from the previous row, and work a double crochet increase. This completes row 3. For row 4, just follow the pattern chart. Pay attention to the first stitch mark. Once completed, cut the yarn. Pick up the new yarn. Join the yarn at the 4th stitch of the previous row. Continue crocheting according to the chart until the last double crochet position. Mark the first stitch. After completing the last single crochet, chain 5. Remember to mark these 5 chains. Then work 4 slip stitches starting from the second chain from the hook. Then work 1 single crochet in the last double crochet stitch. Next move to the edge of the fabric. The insertion point is approximately. Work 1 single crochet in the double crochet. Work 1 single crochet between the double crochets. Work 1 single crochet at the starting point. Work the last single crochet at the stitch marker position on the left side. Complete. Chain 5. Work 4 slip stitches starting from the second stitch from the hook. Work 1 single crochet at the stitch marker position, on the left side after completing. Work 2 single crochets in the left stitch. Join with a slip stitch. Cut the yarn and weave in the ends. This completes the crocheting method for the mouth. Make another one. That's all for the mouth. Now let's talk about the method for crocheting the horns. The casting on method for the horns is identical to the base piece for the eyes. Both use the magic ring, crocheting in rounds counterclockwise, only the stitch techniques differ. No new stitch techniques are used, just follow the pattern chart. After completing the third round and the fourth round, take the gold thread. Work a round of slip stitches between the third and fourth rounds. Then hide the gold thread within the fabric. Continue crocheting the remaining rounds. After completing the fifth round and the sixth round, work a round of slip stitches between the fifth and sixth rounds. Then continue to crochet the final round. This completes the horns. Now let's assemble. First, take the fabric pieces needed for the ear covers. Take one piece first. You can use a pet brush from home for the fluffy parts. Lightly brush the fluffy parts. Skip if you don't have any. Take the fabric piece after completing. You can pick the fluff on top with a needle. Place it on the front body of the ear cover to check the position. If you have pins at home, secure it with pins. If not, secure it with yarn. Check the position. To see if it fits properly, just make sure you're happy with it. The base piece for the eyes can slightly cover the mouth. Once done, first sew the eyes piece onto the base piece. Divide into 2 strands. Insert the hook into the sewing needle. No specific sewing technique required, just make sure it's securely sewn. Pay attention to the position of the highlight and the last row of the base piece. Align the start and end positions of the last row of the base piece vertically. Place it facing left or right. Finally, weave in the ends. Next, position the mouth according to the finished product image. Sew it onto the front body. Again, no specific sewing method required, just ensure it's securely sewn. While sewing, check if it's sewn crooked. If crooked, adjust it in time. Everyone sew this round completely. Then position the base piece for the eyes according to the finished product image. Sew it onto the front body. No specific sewing method required, as long as it's securely sewn and won't fall off. Then sew the corners. Stuff a little fiber fill inside the corners. Then press it flat. First, secure with 2 stitches. Sew it onto the front body, near the rod position. Finally tie off and weave in the ends neatly. Take the ears and sew them onto both sides of the corners. Once completed, you need to trim the fluffy parts. Pay attention not to cut too much. Just a little bit is enough. You can trim slightly more where the eye base pieces are positioned. Don't trim too much on other areas. Trim the mouth area slightly as well. After finishing, sew the other ear flap position properly. Then take the finished product pom-pom. Apply glue. Stick it onto the eyes and mouth. According to the shape of the first 2 rows of the mouth. Cut the non-woven fabric. Apply glue. Stick it onto the mouth. That's all for the ear flaps explanation. Once the ear flaps are completed, next let's learn how to make gloves. Divided into Section 1, Section 2, rope, eye base piece, eyeball piece, ears and horns. Next let's learn Section 1 and Section 2. Section 1 starts with a foundation chain, crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. The crocheting method is identical to the first round of the front body. The remaining rounds are worked evenly. Just follow the pattern chart. Note that since the stitch count is low, you can mark every stitch. To clearly identify the first stitch, add another stitch marker on the first marker. Pay attention that I'm using the wrong side of Section 1 as the right side of the fabric. I've already completed this part. Now let's crochet Section 2. Start with a foundation chain. Crocheting in rounds counterclockwise along the starting chain. You'll need to connect to Section 1 along the way. The stitch technique used is W3SC in 1. Please watch the demonstration. Take the corresponding yarn. First chain 5 stitches. Pay attention to marking. Then start from the second to last stitch. Crochet 3 single crochets in sequence. Since the stitch count for the first round is low, you can place a stitch marker on every stitch. Leave the stitch marker at the starting point for now. Crochet 1 single crochet in the last chain, 3 SC in 1, meaning crochet 3 single crochets in the same place. This completes the 3 SC in 1. Rotate the piece. Pick up the other 2 strands of the chain, and crochet 2 single crochets in sequence. Which is the insertion point for the single crochet on this side. Pay attention not to insert into the insertion point of these 3 single crochets. While crocheting, remove the stitch marker at the starting point. Finally, make a single crochet increase. Once completed, join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. This completes the first round. Rounds 2 through 12 do not use new stitch techniques. Just follow the pattern chart to crochet. Remember to mark and check the stitch count. Now let's crochet round 13. First crochet according to the chart up to the marked red section. Once completed, the next 2 stitches need to be connected to the 2 stitches in section 1. Insert the hook into the stitch on the left side of section 2. Then insert into the first stitch of section 1. From outside to inside. Work 1 single crochet together. You can place a stitch marker on this single crochet to mark it. Once completed, insert the hook into the stitch on the left side of section 2. Then insert into the last stitch of section 1. Work 1 single crochet together. The highlighted stitch pattern is now completed. Then crochet the remaining stitches in section 2. Finish with a slip stitch join. This completes round 13. And it's properly connected to section 1. Next we'll crochet round 14. Following the pattern chart, start by crocheting on the stitches in section 2. Once completed, leave the 2 previously joined stitches unworked. Pick up the remaining stitches in section 1 to crochet. Remove the stitch marker from the first stitch of section 1. Start from the second stitch. Work from inside to outside. Also remove the stitch marker from the last stitch of section 1. Finally, pick up the remaining stitches in section 2 to crochet. This completes round 14. For the remaining rounds, no new stitch techniques are used. Just follow the pattern chart to crochet. For the 2 stitches merged in the middle, you can remove them after crocheting a few more rounds. For the rest of the stitch markers, mark every 5 stitches. Or mark according to your preference. This concludes the crocheting method for section 2. After completing the final round of section 2, cut the yarn and weave in the ends. Next, let's move on to the remaining parts. The rope is made by crocheting chain stitches. The length can be adjusted based on your preference. Leave about 30 centimeters of yarn tail at both the beginning and end for sewing. I base piece. I fabric piece. The crocheting method for ears and horns is the same as for earmuffs. Just follow the pattern chart to crochet. Once completed, fold the glove upwards about 5 centimeters. Sew the I base piece and I fabric piece at this folded position. About 2 centimeters away from the edge. Attach the ears and horns to the edge. You can also place them first to check the position. Position can be decided according to your preference. No specific sewing method required. Just make sure it's securely attached. Sew it up properly. Finally, attach the pom-pom. Then take the cord and sew it on section 1 side. Glove folded edge. Method doesn't matter, as long as it's secure. Up to this point, the entire product has been fully explained. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, if there are any unclear points, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.